balance properly and it just got worse. Joey, you know that any vibration when you're in a pack like this, especially when you're a rookie. Oh, there it goes.
In the middle.
Oh, no.
Lost away himself and upside down is the 45 of Majeski.
In back of the...
That's Fogelman in the 0-2, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then, man, he just... Majeski just turned sideways down the 50.
Yeah, and you know, bumping through the tri-oval here is the sketchiest place to do it. And you see that big set that you saw that white truck make right there. He needed room to save it, and you try to do everything you can.
Getting a wreck behind you. They're wrecking big time. Keep rolling. Keep.
To the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Wow. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down. Tries to go to the outside, then the inside. They lock bumpers and turns Ryan Newman around. Upside down he goes. Corey LaJoie coming along, making contact.
Blaney tried the top side, tried to get low. Ryan Newman goes around, and the car goes to its roof, and here's the on-rushing Corey LaJoie, picking it up and over.
Green flag flies once again. Haley, not a great restart here as Ryan C gets off to a good start, and now they're 4 wide going into 1.
That's it.
Oh, and around goes a 7, hard into the outside wall.
Buddy, hang on. Hang on.
On the apron, the 21 of Anthony Alfredo was into the wall hard. He's upside down, sliding through 1 and 2.
He lost control. Take another look at it. Focus on that bright red or orange number 7 back here. That's kind of where the whole thing starts.
And normally you think you're going to get down here, you're going to slide up into the racetrack, but he just never had a chance to. Allgaier just kind of, I think, needed to give that spot up, get out of the throttle, but knowing there's a race win, if you can make it work, maybe ahead of you, just chose to stay in the gas.
And look at this car. It gets up on its side. It's sliding. You know, these cars have roof flaps that design them to stay on the ground when you see a high speed rollover at, say, a restrictor plate track. But here, that wasn't really an aerodynamic.
When he did hit the wall. Take another look. Here's the 18 of Riley Herbst. He gets into him.
Both of those young drivers are having good nights tonight.
And when you see a car gets upside down, Jeff, it takes me back to the technology we don't talk about so much. You know, from a 5-point to a 6-point to a 7-point seatbelt harness, all of those points that are added are down around your hips and legs.
And he went backwards because he chose the he's wrecking. Joey Logano. Logano. And Keselowski is in it. Turns him into the Joey Logano, and then Jeff, we've all felt it, that silence when that car goes over, it gets really, really quiet. Not a fun sound,
And you have no idea if that car's just going to start rolling and continuing to roll, or if it's going to settle.
Joey, a huge push right here as he gets to the bumper of Blaney. That's when it starts accordion, and it looks like finally Denny had enough, was going to try to move to the bottom, and just got turned around, turned right into Joey Logano.
I tell you what, 3 Penske cars, and you can include the Wood brothers in that, they wanted to stay nose to tail to end this stage. They did not, because Joey could have very easily jumped out of the line there. He had the run, he had the momentum.
And I tell you, looking back on the 11 car at Denny right there, if he wouldn't have hit Joey Logano, he would have been wrecked and out of the race. You saw Chase Briscoe come down track.
There, a big wreck, huge contact.
48 is involved. That's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now up and over goes to 27. So Jeff Burton sliding on top.
Somebody's going to get you.
Off turn 4. Okay, gets very, very loose. Just really spins out. Loses control, probably had very little side force, too wide, sideways. Now it's white smoke. No one can see. The 48 of Stenhouse. The 27 sees it. He goes as far left as he can. He has a choice. Am I either going to hit the end pit wall or stay on the racetrack? And he just launches off the 48 upside down. And then this long slide had to feel like forever. I'm not pit road or not. The yellow barrel's not a good option.
Yeah, he made the right decision not to try to turn left there at the last moment. Just a no-win situation for Jeb.
And the spotter coming on, asking him if he's okay.
So now the spin, and look at all the smoke. So you want to say, all right, here's where I want to go, but you're just trying to miss him. And then happens that quick. I mean, that decision has to be made. And
21's going to come with a huge shove.
They are 2 and 3 wide behind him. Crossover.
Here he
That's
comes.
Austin Hill on the 21. Big crash. Up and over. Caution is out. It's Austin Hill who gets it done at Daytona, and here's what happened behind him.
That's just a bad scenario. Once you get turned around backwards, if he doesn't get hit in the front end, it probably doesn't get airborne, but it's just you got that other car wedging underneath the front to a great sign.
And I would be anxious to see how close it was at the time of caution, because look right here, it looks like the 16's out front. Whew, it had to be really close.
The caution wasn't out at that point when they left our screens.
Just a little bit back there. Denny said he was just trying to learn for later.
Whoa, whoa. Oh, no! Big crash on the back straightaway takes out William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Harrison Burton. Come off the corner, the car got light exactly like I was talking about. Man, it went over too. I was right. Dang it. A lot of good cars.
Tight in front, all the way. Wrecking here, wrecking.
Oh, man.
Keep rolling if you can, just lock it down, let them come up.
Oh, Suarez.
Briscoe got into the back of Suarez, and he gets pounded.
Dang it.
Oh, Buscher's upside down.
I think he hooked a drain. Wasn't clear. Caught the 14, gets sideways, and here comes the impact. Hard hit. You see him spinning. The more you look at the car, and that's what flipped the car, the upper A-frame was broke. The whole right front suspension dug in.
That was Todd Gilliland tried to go high and just didn't have enough room.
See that right front wheel dug underneath the car, and that's what dug in and caused it to start flipping. Violent crash. Around right here, you see the right front. See it flip
right
over?
there.
Yeah.
Dug in.
Upper A-frame was broken. As soon as it rolled underneath the car, it dug in and sent that thing a flipping. Wow. What a ride. A lot of work went into the safety of these race cars. See him crawl out of that thing. Hats off to everybody involved in that.
In the Xfinity Series, there goes the 1 to the outside of his teammate.
Through the middle of the 21. Oh, my goodness.
Mayer is turned. He's upside down. The caution is out. And now the question becomes, who was leading at the time of caution? Oh, my goodness.
Here. Yeah. A little bit of a late block and just kind of got swiped.
See, there, I haven't seen at this point. Oh, I didn't see the 20 down there, but he's below the yellow line.
Below.
The race at Daytona, the Funkaway Chevy was solid.
And I would say right there, I mean, as soon as he gets upside down, from a safety perspective, even though we didn't see the lights, you're thinking caution. Hey, wait a minute. If you're racing here, you should just go by Junior, and there's trouble again. 3 to go on the stage.
My goodness.
And a major hit. Back and see where everything started here, coming off of turn 2.
So we're going to see a spin from the middle, the 66. He's going to come down and hit the inside wall very, very hard.
And this is where the wall kicks out right there. And that shot doesn't do justice. And look at this car. Barrel rolling down the backstretch.
And that was, by the way, Dexter Stacy has also climbed from his race car.
So this is Blaine Perkins. You see he's going to get hit. The car's going to catch the air, land right here on the roof, and here comes the barrel roll.
Right when you get sideways like that, it starts to bite, and then off it goes. And at this point, you hope when it's up in the air that it doesn't land on the roof.
Look at the parts and pieces just coming off that race car as it barrel rolls down the back straightaway.
It's at 6-7 times.
When we come around this time. And there goes Daniel Hemrick off the bumper of Sheldon Creed. And this is the big one here at Talladega.
Oh, my.
Got one upside down. Is that Daniel Hemrick on his roof?
Upside down. Most concerned about after he got upside down. Here's the replay.
And we see Daniel Hemrick out in the lead, pretty far out. He goes up the hill to try to close that gap some. Comes down too late, right? Late block, and then kind of causes the big one, and everyone's right there. And there is some massive hits. A lot of cars to the outside wall.
Yeah,
and pretty much all the cars behind get caught up in this thing somehow.
I think, Joey, the closing rate was faster than Daniel could anticipate. He had just gotten too far out. And that just...
It's a big push coming now for Harvick.
Oh, and around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down.
Makes a move or gets help from behind, and the car goes into the infield air. It just lifts right up off the ground. Violent wreck. It's a push from the 43 car, and it's airborne. I mean, I thought that maybe it hit, you know, the road course or some curbing or something on the...
Traveling so fast.
It happened right when it got in the grass. As soon as it got in the grass, that's when it started to lift. And then this is just violent. I mean, look at this car. That is just amazing that something that weighs over 3,500 pounds get in the air like that.
It looks like a toy car flying through the air. But as you mentioned, Jeff, 3,500 pounds. Such a violent accident for Ryan Preece. Thankfully lands